shit. It's the same exact bullshit with like conservatives engaging and weaponizing. With a team of researchers found tweets posted by accounts from the political right receive more algorithmic amplification than the political left. What did we find? In 6 out of 7 countries, all but Germany, tweets posted by accounts from the political right receive more algorithmic amplification than the political left when studied as a group. Right-leaning news outlets, as defined by the independent organizations listed above, see greater algorithmic amplification on Twitter, which, by the way, is the exact same for Facebook and YouTube. That is precisely why it is not an accident. Whenever you watch like a Dr. Phil video, 3 videos down the line, you literally end up watching Ben Shapiro and then finally arrive at like some fucking Nazi. Okay? That's how this shit works. And they still cry about it. And this was the same back in like the Gamergate era. But again, they fucking cry about it so much that people think that it is genuinely the opposite of reality. Okay? It's the same exact bullshit. It's the same exact bullshit with like conservatives engaging and weaponizing and cancel culture all the fucking time and then claiming that libs are the ones doing it. So many fucking so many people, including liberals themselves, have basically believed this lie that cancel culture is exclusively the method of the left. Right-leaning news outlets, as defined by independent organizations listed above, see a greater algorithmic amplification on Twitter compared to left-leaning news outlets. However, as highlighted in the paper, these third-party ratings make their own independent classifications. As such, the results of analysis may vary depending on which source is used. Tweets about political content from elected officials, regardless of party or whether the party is in power, do see algorithmic amplification when compared to political content on the reverse chronological timeline. But yeah, people are getting laid off in this, unceremonious fashion. Elon Musk is fucking complaining about it. Twitter has had a massive drop in revenue. Twitter has had a massive drop in revenue due to activist groups pressuring advertisers, even though nothing has changed with content moderation, and we did everything we could to appease the activists, he says, which is bullshit. Extremely messed up. They're trying to destroy free speech in America. Even Hank Green is coming after his ass. You tweeted a conspiracy theory from a website less credible than the National Enquirer like 4 days ago. We all need to look inward as well as outward. And he said, and therefore Twitter should die. That's not the post. But of course, that's not what Hank Green was saying. But of course, dude, of course, he literally did the same thing that everyone on Twitter does, which is, you didn't say this thing, but guess what? I'm going to act like you said something you actually didn't say. Classic. America's had a massive dump in the economy due to the radical left pressuring local leaders for higher pay, even though nothing has changed under your favorite president doing everything he can make these radicals happy. Bigly messed up. They're trying to destroy America. Oh, it's not a real tweet from Trump. Fucking owned. Fucking owned. That's a fake tweet. Thank God Twitter is out here doing the most. I've never seen this much fact checking, by the way, surprisingly. I'm not going to lie. There have been so many fact checkings happening on Twitter recently. Also, there's a potential class action lawsuit as well. Twitter was just sued in a proposed class action for conducting a mass layoff without the required 60-day notice. It looks like employees are getting their notices, and at least some will be paid until January 4th, says the attorney who sued Twitter under the WARN Act. I am pleased that Elon Musk learned something from the lawsuit we brought against him at Tesla. Elon Musk is now making an effort to comply with the law on advance notice for layoffs, the attorney who sued Twitter last night now says. But she says she'll be looking into concerns about how Twitter chose which workers to terminate and retaliation. No, dumb. You didn't read the other tweet. It was a comparison of how Elon wrote that tweet and something Trump wrote some time ago. No, that wasn't a real tweet from Trump. It got fact checked. This is not a real Donald Trump tweet. It's fake. Trump never wrote that. He has said things similar to this, but it doesn't matter. He never wrote that as a tweet. I mean, it says parody right here. Chatter is proof that the fact check might be needed. Yeah. The fact checking and adding this level of like context to tweets is not necessarily a bad thing. I don't have an issue with that, especially if it's being applied evenly, because liberals deserve it, leftists deserve it, and right wingers definitely need it. Okay, definitely. So I don't have an issue with that. I think that's a decent thing overall. I just don't think that it'll be evenly applied. It's just like the top of the hour ad break. You know, everybody gets it unless they're subscribed to the top of the hour every hour. And if you no longer want to see those ads, if you want an uninterrupted broadcast experience, for example, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. That's how you get one free Prime subscription a month. You know, you can use it on your favorite broadcaster. Me, hopefully. Hopefully, I'm your favorite broadcaster. You know, you can also get gifted a sub. Sleep Poctus. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. Hank's response, if you care. I do care. I like Hank. He's libbed up, but he's got some decent takes from time to time. Penguin Fluffy, thank you for the 5 get the subs. First company that isn't propped up by federal contracts. Did somebody get addicted to government subsidies? Is true. Brother Rowe, thank you for the 5 get the subs. This is a good tweet. Good job, Austin. This is a banger. Elon Musk has now purged roughly half of Twitter's 7,500 employee base, leaving whole teams totally or near completely gutted, including those tasked with defending against election misinformation ahead of the U.S. midterms next week. That's a fire thing to do, by the way. That was a very cool thing that Elon Musk did. Right up to the fucking... I mean, this, for the record, what Elon Musk is doing is being viewed from a political lens, which I think there is a legitimate reason to view from a political lens. However, what you also have to recognize is what Elon Musk is doing is 100% what capitalists do, okay? He went in, he bought a company, and he gutted it, okay? He is going to put pressure on the existing workers within that company to do the work of multiple workers now. That's how mergers and acquisitions happen, okay? Everyone is looking at this from like, well, what does this say about Elon's politics? Is he doing this because, like, you know, the midterm elections are happening and he wants to like spread misinformation on Twitter? Now, that could be a secondary reason for why he's doing it, but this is no different, okay? This is no different than the way every fucking capital owner works. This is what like entire companies are propped up to do, specifically this, like consulting firms. Like this is what Bain Capital did. This is what Bain did. Elon Musk himself is like openly Republican. Okay, he is definitely siding with the Republicans very openly lately. I mean, it's not surprising. It's called busting out, or sorry, reducing redundancy. That's the corporate term for it. Reducing redundancy or eliminating redundancies. They act like if a job could be done by one person, but it's being delegated out to 2 people because they want to fucking lower the workload of both of those individuals, they will consider that a redundancy that needs to be eliminated so you can make that one fucking person work extra hard for the same price. They're looking for efficiencies. Yeah, exactly. And bad take. Yeah, that's a bad take. You're permanently banned. I'm sorry. You can't. You can't come in here and say bad take without any sort of follow up, any sort of fucking reasonable assessment here. I don't think it's politics. I think he's just profoundly stupid. His politics only insofar as he's dumb and addicted that he gets all his info from incel Twitter and just repeats their bonehead takes about free speech. Um, I think that personally, I think that he is an idiot. Okay, he is not a smart guy, and there is nothing better than the awful situation he put himself in, as he was forced to purchase Twitter at a way higher fucking price point than it was worth, and is now tanking the fucking platform without even thinking about the implications of such. Specifically because he is personally addicted to tweeting. He didn't realize, he did not fucking realize that this was going to be a gigantic fuck up. Why? Specifically because it's Twitter. Everyone's fucking annoying. Okay? Everyone is fucking annoying on Twitter. Why did you think that they weren't going to be annoying to you? Twitter is the perfect platform to have people who otherwise were diehard fans of yours turn on you on a fucking dime and complain about every other thing that you did. Because that's how parasocial relationships often operate, okay? Elon was like, oh, I can't wait to have like all my parasocial stands love me. I'm going to buy Twitter. Well, oops, maybe I don't want to buy Twitter. Maybe it's not actually a great idea to buy Twitter. And then he was like, oh no, fuck, I'm actually stuck and have to buy Twitter now. Okay, I bought Twitter. Now I can't even fucking manage it. The hilarious tragedy of Elon Musk is that he really wants to post, but he can't. The man can't post. It's not in his blood and it never will be. He can spend all the money in the world and he'll never be a poster. The real ones know exactly what I mean. Yeah, he's not, he is a loser, but not a big enough loser to be able to be a good poster. Because a lot of incredibly funny people are just gigantic fucking losers with nothing to lose. That's why they're so good at posting. Okay? You can't be, you need to have one, the right type of mental illness, and two, nothing to fucking lose. Elon Musk has too much to lose and not the right type of mental illness for posting. Okay? What is this? Brand marketer and performance advertising world? Elon, great chat yesterday. As you heard overwhelming from senior advertisers on the call, the issue concerning all of us, content moderation is impact on brand safety and sustainability. You say you're committed to moderation, but you just laid off 75% of the moderation team. Yeah, why that's brand safety and suitability. Sorry, not sustainability. Um, Advertisers are not being manipulated by activist groups. They're being compelled by established principles around the types of companies they can do business with. These principles include an assessment of the platform's commitment to brand safety and suitability. Like, dude, even the average fucking neckbeard on YouTube understood why adpocalypse happened after a certain time had passed. They got mad at the left for starting the adpocalypse, but they realized, like, oh shit, it was low key because, like, corporations are like, we want the platform to be woke, okay? You can get mad at that all you fucking want, but ultimately, if you want to make money, these are the rules of the game, okay? Most people understand why that happened on YouTube, and they weren't fucking Elon Musk. Elon Musk, for some weird reason, cannot, though. It's just odd. if you run if you purchase a fucking platform and your main point is like, I'm going to destroy the moderation on this platform, even if you're not actually going to do it, then yeah, people are going to fucking turn around and be like, yeah, I don't want to pay for that anymore. And now he's like responding to Ian Miles wrong, dude. It's time to stop appeasing the activists because they will stop at nothing to hurt Twitter regardless of what you do. You're right. Not realizing that, like, one, he's responding to some of the worst fucking right-wing weirdos while simultaneously blocking literal advertisement executives. So for all the replies I received that content moderation, denial of freedom of speech, it doesn't. What do you say about the fact that the chief Twitch just blocked me for exercising mine? Yesterday, Elon Musk solicited questions from marketers. Today, he's blocking those who asked them. Like, I don't know why this man who spends so much time on Twitter, who literally bought Twitter, doesn't understand Twitter. Okay? He doesn't understand that a big part of the appeal for the platform is that, like, every anonymous account can get under your skin. Okay? And most people are going to take advantage of the opportunity to shit on an a profoundly wealthy, thin-skinned individual, okay? I know this from my own personal experience. Like, I know what it's like because I like doing it, and also it happens to me too, okay? I know. And not only that, but also on top of that, everything you do is visible on this fucking platform, dog. So why does he think that him, like, posting conspiracy theories or I don't know, like, responding to conspiracy theorists like they're serious people, like, this is going to tell everyone that is seeing what he's doing that this is the direction Twitter is heading towards. Like, this is also going to like end up tanking Tesla. It's also going to end up tanking other things that he owns because, like, everything Elon owns is, like, tied to one another. Okay? Literally 10 seconds ago, my coworker told me he's a genius. The normiest of normiest people think he's onto something without understanding the ecosystem they don't frequent. Yeah, but it doesn't matter ultimately because you can only get so, especially when you're on Twitter. Twitter is a platform for the people that write the media. Okay, Twitter is very good at changing people's minds because things that happen on Twitter end up inevitably becoming news, even if it's not relevant. Okay, why? Because all the self-obsessed media losers are on Twitter. So they are the ones who write the fucking news. And if you're personally offending them, they're 100% going to cover that shit. So he's not even going to get good coverage out of this because all the fucking self-obsessed loser journalists are going to fucking shit on him. For one, ruining their platform, and two, for just being fucking annoying. It's like a double bind where simultaneously the platform gets worse, which is already a shit platform to begin with, and we all know it. Like, I'm a super user, I'm a power user. I have a fucking alt account on top of that. You know what I mean? We'll see. Calling it, Elon will lose his U.S. security and classification status due to his tweets and will be forced to either resign from SpaceX or lose all NRO launch contracts. Elon will be forced out. Cat turd report. Day one of Elon Musk owning Twitter. I'll be doing this every day to see if anything changes. As of now, I'm still shadow banned, ghost banned, search banned, and Twitter removed 1,200 followers today, as usual. Nothing has changed. I'll report again tomorrow. I will be digging in more today. What? Whoa, Arizona Secretary of State candidate Real Mark Fincham was suspended on Twitter. Elon Musk, this shouldn't happen a week before the election. Looking into it. Lol, AOC thinks Elon Musk is messing with her Twitter app. What can I say? It was a naked abuse of power. So when a right winger says, oh man, we're getting clapped by Twitter, Elon's like, on it immediately. When a left winger says that, he's like, lol, shut the fuck up, dumbass. Interesting. Left of countless billions, government entities, media, and NGOs focus like a laser on ensuring big tech and government suppresses and censors online speech. Conservatives have a few social media accounts and a handful of groups fighting for online free speech. This assessment is more accurate than most people realize. That's insane, brother. If you believe this, you are an insane person, okay? You're also responding to someone who wrote on dash line, okay? He said on dash line. What do you need? What do you mean, bro? Huh. There was a Today Explained podcast on Elon buying Twitter, and it basically says that he has to put $1 billion of his own money into the website if it continues like this, and the $8 verified user thing ain't going to do it. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. Of course the $8 thing's not going to cut it. I mean, he's just... Yep, the entire team is gone. The team that was researching and pushing for algorithmic transparency and algorithmic choice, the team that was studying algorithmic amplification, the team that was inventing and building ethical AI tooling and methodologies, all that is gone. The entire ethics, transparency, and accountability team at Twitter is gone. If you want a sense for where the site is headed. Yeah. And that team also found that Twitter was, contrary to popular opinion of Joe Rogan and many of the other dumbest people on the planet with way too much fucking influence, was actually amplifying right-wing voices, not left-wing voices. This guy is like posting, writing all the posts. What's left of Twitter's trust and safety team took less than a minute to determine that "Shut It, Jew" does not violate whatever the rules are now. I mean, that's just old Twitter too. Let's be real. Can't wait for the 20 verified Dave Wasserman accounts on election night. All of them suspiciously selling cryptocurrency. The entire algorithmic team gone for an algorithm heavy site seems odd. Did people from that team come out yet? No, that's not just the algorithm team. It's the algorithm transparency team. It's a team that's looking into the Twitter algorithm and trying to make improvements on it to ensure that it's not like fucking promoting Nazi conspiracies or there's like a balance to it. Democrats are so hateful. Elon is Elon that they're giving him $5 billion in government contracts during the Obama years and just got a $2 billion contract during the Biden admin for HLS. Yeah, no, I know, Faustini. I know. Democrats, Elon Musk fucking claims that Democrats are awful while he literally has suckled on the government teat of the Democratic Party backed subsidies for every single fucking job he's ever had, for every single company that he's like almost ran to the fucking ground. Faustini might be a lib, but he is correct on this. I've often maintained the position that like Elon Musk and what he's doing is unironically what I advocate for, a company focused on sustainability that is, going to get the government subsidies otherwise offered to the fossil fuel industry, right? Except he's the worst fucking person, and he's such a gigantic piece of shit that he shows that even if you are in the green energy, renewable energy business, you can still, maintain your businesses in the worst way possible and also be so fucking insanely annoying about it that it makes that entire industry look bad. One of those stories in 3 tweets, by the way. Yeah, they're trying to destroy free speech in America. Elon, great chatting yesterday, as you said, overwhelmingly. Advertisers. Yeah, and then he blocked them. Look, these are all the media self-obsessed people, by the way. Of course, they're going to report on this nonstop. This is like extremely Twitter. For someone who uses Twitter all the goddamn time, it's shocking that he doesn't understand how this platform thrives, okay? Bro, if you ask me, come to Brazil, if you ask me why Elon is a bad person, one more time, I'm just going to fucking launch you into orbit, okay? I'm already talking about all the fucking awful dumb shit that he's doing. I'm talking about what he has done so far with Twitter and just, in general. And you're still like, instead of listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth, you just keep fucking posting the same shit over and over again. Why is he a bad person? Why is he a bad person? Why is he a bad person? He's a bad person because he's a narcissistic billionaire with incredibly thin skin and a massive ego, okay? He has generated all of his wealth off of exploiting his workers while simultaneously relying on government subsidies and green energy initiatives, and he has still failed. He's bought into every company that he claims to have invented shit for, okay? And he just markets himself. He literally uses companies to just market himself, okay? That's it. I mean, this is a good video here.
He's just amazing. He's going to bring humanity to Mars. You're not being serious, are you? This is a bit, right? What? He is a genius and a self-made billionaire. Oh, you might want to sit down for this. He started his first company with money from his dad and his rich friends. Well, he ran it well.
Money from his dad, which is money from emerald mines that his dad had accumulated wealth from. If you want to understand the conditions in an emerald mine in any African country, just Google it. It is fucking disastrous. Okay.
Well enough to make it huge. Not really. He sold it for $22 million to a larger company that was just trying to squash all competition, and then he got even more money.
Raising $50 million is a matter of making a series of phone calls.
He's still a genius. You'll never be able to take that away. His online banking startup had a security flaw that was so bad you could transfer funds from anyone else with just an account number. The board fired him because he was ruining the company financially, but he still made $180 million when it sold. He is the reason we can have a green future.
Well, I'd like to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. That'd be cool.
What do you
He crashed that car, by the way, and almost died.
really wanted was fame. But he still founded Tesla. Tesla was founded by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpennin. Who? Not Elon. He bought in. He became CEO in 2008, then started a media campaign to get loans and investments. Daimler said they would invest if he got a Department of Energy loan, so he lied and said he did. Then he applied for the Department of Energy loan and put Daimler's involvement on that application.
That also he also used that exact same tactic numerous times as he fucking got deposits from vehicles, including the Tesla Roadster, okay? And even the fucking Cybertruck that still has not been made, okay? And refused to make it. Like, he would just it's literally a Ponzi scheme. He would just get money from people with the hopes that one day they can fucking get a car and then end up building the actual cars that he was building, okay? End up building the actual cars that he was able to build while still funding that entire operation with promises that people will be able to get their cars eventually by putting down payments and deposits. Half the time he just claims he's going to make shit. He never actually ends up making it, okay? But his stock prices benefit from it. His stocks take a big boost every time he comes out and says, we're going to do a robot. We're going to do human AI.
He lied to get the loans? Yep, $451 million of government money. And now Tesla makes money in an interesting way. Selling carbon credits. Companies' carbon emissions are capped, and
Tesla was insolvent, like nearing bankruptcy. And what saved Tesla was quite literally carbon credits, okay? Carbon credits. If carbon credits, another government operation to try to use capitalism to fucking promote renewable energy, if carbon credits did not exist, Tesla would currently not exist, okay? It's just not a thing. It would not be a company. Tesla was on the verge of bankruptcy, and every single time they've been able to turn profit, they've only exclusively been able to turn profit by selling carbon credits to other companies that at the time were not creating electric vehicles. They were not making EV fleets or not making enough EVs. So they would just fucking rely on Elon Musk's EV fleet that was, that's all he was making.
And Tesla reduces emissions, so they earn a lot of credits, and they sell them to the companies that go over. The few quarters that Tesla was profitable were mostly thanks to this. That just erases the progress.
There you go. Also, John Oliver did a pretty decent video on like why the carbon credits schemes oftentimes do not end up saving the environment at all. For the record,
Elon tweeted, funding secured, Tesla going private at $420. That was a lie, and it inflated the stock price of Tesla.
My cash balances are very, very low. I simply had loans against my stock, so if Tesla and SpaceX went bankrupt, I would go bankrupt too.
Now he's being sued for $248.
what he's describing right there is also called buy, borrow, die. That's what billionaires do to avoid taxes, okay? It's not because he's like some fucking, wandering nomadic poet who lives on really normal, affordable lifestyle choices. It's because he's not liquid, because he doesn't have to be, because he has a endless, almost infinite amount of assets that he can leverage, okay? So instead of fucking paying, almost 50% of fucking taxes, he gets to look at how wealthy he is. He gets to show how wealthy he is to the banks and say, hey, give me a fucking super low interest rate loan. And then instead of paying taxes to the government, he pays what is kind of like a tax to the banks. Okay? Please just think for 2 seconds. What?
$8 billion for buying Dogecoin, then using his public presence to inflate the price and profit off of it. He says he's going to save the planet and save humanity while he exploits people and the system.
Yeah. I work in electrification manufacturing at a big 3 company, and I vow that I will bring down Tesla and Elon at any cost. Good luck. So yeah. What? Elon unhinged right now? Yeah. Okay, bro. Come on. What is this? One of the things I occasionally get paid to do by companies execs is to tell them why everything seems suddenly to go wrong and subs readers drop like a stone. So with everything going on Twitter right now, time for a thread about the trust thermocline. No, I'm not reading all this. Sorry. No shot. Y'all making Science Jesus sound like a dumb narcissist? Wait, Science Jesus? Elon Musk is not Science Jesus, bro. What the fuck? He is a dumb narcissist. You also mentioned that there would likely be a lot of Chinese intervention in Twitter since that's one of Tesla's main factories is in China. Oh yeah, I have mentioned that as a matter of fact. That's going to be really fun. When the Chinese government is like, hey, do you want to keep running your fucking factory here? Well, then give us, well, then you're going to have to silence some conservative voices that are speaking out against China. Okay? Like, there's also national security implications for a defense contractor because that's what Elon Musk is. He's a defense contractor, and every single one of his companies works on the government dime. Not only the carbon credits scheme that he is operating off of for Tesla, but also SpaceX. SpaceX is like almost entirely funded by the government. Okay, it's another outsourced GPL, contractor basically. What the fuck happens? What the fuck happens when the government says, "Hey, kind of weird that you have all these international interests, and now you are running the like what second, third most popular fucking communications website on the planet." Don't the kings of Saudi Arabia have the second biggest stake on Twitter now because he borrowed from them to buy it? I don't know the details, but yet, well, maybe you do. No, I think in order to get the loan, in order to get a big enough loan to be able to purchase Twitter, he had to put down $4 billion. Some of that came from, his Tesla stock, and some of that came from other investors, including Saudi investors. No, I'm saying in order to get the $40 billion, he put down $4 billion. And some of those, in order to get the $40 billion, he had to put down $4 billion. And some of the money for the $4 billion came from Saudi investors, like not himself. Some of it was stocks. Saudis already owned a big chunk of Twitter stock anyway, I'm pretty sure. He leveraged Tesla to take a $13 billion loan. Anyway, I may be wrong, but I thought he paid 44 banks, gave 10, and the full price was 54. I think it's interesting to think about because there is an avenue here where Elon Musk gets more government, farms the government for more money to be like, hey, I need to help. I need your help securing Twitter, which is a profoundly important matter of national security. It's you know, you don't want all these DMs between foreign leaders and you know, American politicians leaking. I guess we need to get more money from the American government or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, but Twitter layoffs have begun. The long dreaded layoffs are happening at Twitter. And it is, you know, it's my heart goes out to people that work in any company that has to go through this kind of thing. He is just trying to run the free speech gamut here as hard as he can. And also trying to post through this shit. This is an amazing video on Elon as fuck with the Twitter deal.
One of the largest and most complicated social networks after dissolving the board. And
Elon Musk is panicking. He has fired anybody who will tell him the truth, which is that he's royally fucked. Let me get you up to date on everything going on with Twitter. First thing you need to know is for the past 2 years,
if this is going to be a rehashing of the Verge article, which I basically fucking not only read, but also made the exact same points for the past week about why Elon is absolutely fucked, I'm going to lose my mind. Half the time, that's all Twitter is, for the record. Or all Twitch is.
Twitter has not made a profit. In fact, they lost like $1.5 billion in the last 2 years. Last year, Twitter made $5 billion and spent $5.2 billion. Elon wants to cut some of those expenses by laying off between 25% and 75% of Twitter's workforce. But that won't even make a difference on the bottom line because remember the loan he took out to buy Twitter? He has to pay $1 billion in interest on that loan every year. Elon's first idea, charge people every month for a blue check. Now, Jason Calacanis, or as we like to call him, Gretchen Wieners, posted a poll and found out what we already knew. Although Elon Musk found this interesting. Now, Twitter makes about 90% of that $5 billion in revenue from advertisers. So at a bare minimum, they need to keep every advertiser they have.
I think one of the funniest parts that, again, shows what we've all known in this community is that, like, all these fucking tech evangelists, like angel investor weirdos, are so fucking profoundly stupid, okay? Every day I log on to this fucking website and I see proof, once again, that I am so right when I say these motherfuckers are dumb, okay? Who would ever look at a Twitter poll? You own the website. You should know that those polls are garbage, okay? They can be manipulated so easily. Why? Jason, whatever the fuck that guy's name is, that other tech grifter guy. Why are you so stupid? Those polls are fucking dumb. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how these guys have been able to fucking create this idea that they're so profoundly intelligent. It's just like a bunch of dudes who are marginally a little bit smarter than the other dumbest dudes you've ever met in your entire fucking life, circle jerking about who's the smartest dumb guy.
Have. But unfortunately, advertising companies are recommending to their clients that they pause spending on Twitter until the public safety picture becomes more clear. So that brings us to the other opportunity Elon has to make money and fast. The part of Twitter's revenue that does not come from advertising comes from collecting and selling your data. So with the pressure of bills coming due, it's not crazy to think that Elon would either sell more of your data or sell your data to more people. And the only people who can tell him not to do this are the board of directors, and he just fired them all.
he's going to fix one of the largest and most complicated social networks after dissolving the
Hasanabi's the only smart dumb guy I listen to. I'm not even a smart dumb guy. I'm just a dumb guy. Anyway, did you hear about the earthquake in Izmir? I hope everyone's all right. I did not hear about it. Anyway, that is, you know, this is a wild set of circumstances here. But ultimately, ultimately is just I don't know. I feel like maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be good for my fucking brain if this platform eventually implodes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. An update about the verification check marks not needing to authenticate identity. We saw internal docs with more insight into new Twitter Blue. Launching is now on November 7th, but only in current markets, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Check marks for subscribers, no current ID authentication. Some features announced by Musk won't be ready. Euro launch soon. That's awesome. I think the best thing you can do is just implode. The best thing to do to implode your verification system is to just make it something entirely different, which is what this is. And also make sure that there is no way to stop spammers and scammers. It's wild that he's doing this right before the election, but he's firing most of the people that were hired to be a positive influence in the company. I mean, those people were kind of failing. Let's be real. You sound sad. You love Twitter. I do love Twitter, and I think Twitter is really good when you're using it for its actual purpose, which is to figure out what's going on in the world and cover the news. I think I navigate through Twitter fairly well, and I use it as a good source of information because it is a really good source of breaking information. Whatever we look at Twitter unironically turns into news in the real world a day later, as you know, especially because like I know which journalist to trust. I know what they're saying. I know who is the most credible person to go after when things are happening, right? Bro, just say porn. No, I don't. I use porn sites for porn. I don't use Twitter for porn, which I'm sure it's great, but yeah, I mean, he's just fucking he loves the far right. He's just hugging and kissing the far right. Like really aggressively. That's their safety. That's his safety blanket. That's his comfort. Alex Jebediah Jones, okay, everyone's favorite commentator. Now, you already know Alex Jones and I have a bit of a rivalry. He calls me Hank Pecker. Hassan Pecker, not Hank Pecker. That's my alter ego. I bet he would love Hank Pecker if he ever met him. Okay, Alex Jones is in a bit of a hot water. Okay, because he had an oopsie moment, and he did the whole like Sandy Hook was staged thing. Okay, did the whole Sandy Hook was staged. It was fake. And then his followers were like, "Yeah, that's right." And then they harassed the parents and the victims of Sandy Hook. Okay, and guess what? Things are not looking too great for old Alex here. Okay, things are looking, as a matter of fact, real bad for old Alex here. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on. There's a defamation case happening right now against our brave patriot, Alex Jebediah Jones.
The latest on a family that lost a child in the Sandy Hook massacre, trying to rebuild their lives and to punish the man they accuse of spreading lies and causing chaos for them. Talk radio host Alex Jones has repeatedly given airtime to claims that the 2012 school shooting in Newtown, Connecticut was staged by the government. Those are quotes. Parents of 6-year-old Jesse Lewis are suing him for $150 million. As Janet Shamlian reports, Jones and the boy's parents came face-to-face yesterday during heart-wrenching testimony in an Austin, Texas courtroom.
I can't even describe the last 9.5 years of the living hell that I and others have had to endure because of the negligence and the recklessness of Alex Jones.
Neil Heslin and Scarlett Lewis, the parents of Jesse Lewis, addressed the court Tuesday in their lawsuit against Alex Jones. Heslin and Lewis say they live in fear after receiving death threats, unwelcome emails, and phone calls as a result of Jones's lies.
My home was shot up. Vehicles were shot up in my yard.
Jones, who was noticeably absent for Heslin's testimony, was recording his podcast, continuing to attack the parents.
He was literally calling them slow and autistic on his broadcast while the fucking parents were offering testimony about how much they were impacted by Alex Jones' statements because his followers decided to act out his desires. Holy fucking shit.
I think it's a disrespect, and I think it is a cowardly act of Alex Jones not to be facing me here in this courtroom.
Jones appeared in court later Tuesday.
I don't think that you understand the repercussions of going on air with a huge audience and lying.
Shaking his head as Lewis spoke to him directly.
Jesse was real. I am a real mom. I know you know that. That's the problem. I know you know that. And you keep saying it. You keep saying it. Why?
The judge appearing to grow frustrated with Jones's attitude during the hearing.
I remember currently.
Stop. Remember day one where I said it's an unfair world and you don't get to interrupt the judge?
That's a woman judge. That's why women should not be allowed to serve in court. That's obviously because I'm a patriot and I said the truth that I said. A woman judge is going to try to take me down, just like divorce court took me down one time, ladies and gentlemen. AlexJones.com, Infowars.com. Women judges should be made illegal.
Remember that? Yeah.
Jones attempted to speak with the parents after taking the stand, shaking hands with them. An attorney for the family quickly ended the interaction, exchanging words with Jones on the way out of the courtroom.
We're taking down OAN. Soon we'll get Fox News. They're going to come for everybody. These are authoritarians. That's why they had to default me in all 4 cases, saying I turned over nothing. While they sit there and show the juries that are deciding how guilty I am, not if I'm guilty or innocent, showing the juries all these emails and all these videos that we turned over to them, while the judge tells them every day, twice.
You know what's really funny about this? He's just describing how, like, fact-finding works. Okay? He's literally just describing how, like, the normal court procedure would work in a defamation suit like this. And he's the one who is, you know, this is the evidence that you have to present to a jury and the judge on a fucking trial. Like, he's literally just describing discovery. But because you're supposed to go, oh, yeah, well, that's Alex. Like, he's a good guy. I love him. He's right. You just don't even think about it like that. You just go, oh, man, you know, that's right. That's really fucked up that they're, you know, hurting my man like
today.
This.
Remember, this man's guilty. You're here to decide how guilty he is. He didn't give us anything. He's a bad person. Even in third world.
Dude, every chatter in here is such a fucking spoiler alert, Andy. Can I just go through the fucking story at the pace I want to? Yes, if you're sending a fucking link with Alex Jones's lawyers involved in text messages, you think I don't fucking know this already? You're not the first to bring it up. Let me just walk through it. This is called pacing, okay? I'm pacing through the story. Can you stop trying to be the first guy to, like, fucking cuck the content here? Yes, we're going to get to the thing that you're all collectively sending.
World dictatorships, when they have kangaroo courts, they don't have the judge tell the jury this person is guilty. But she says up there, it's a special case. And they're all caricatures of what you would imagine in some alternate universe of dwarf goblins. It's demonic. They all act demonically possessed. The judge, the lawyers, it's surreal to be around them. And it makes you feel sorry for them because these people are committed to a cult ideology of the New World Order. And they're never going to stop. They're getting rid of all the checks and balances, all of our basic freedoms. They've gutted the border. They're promoting pedophilia everywhere. They are just a...
Bro, if I was under a fucking defamation suit, I probably wouldn't call the judge a pedophile. You know what I mean? Like, when you're currently on trial for defamation and you're getting your ass blasted, okay? Why the fuck would you turn around and be like, the judges are doing pedophilia, they're pedophile, demonic monsters? Like, he just can't stop himself, I think. Do you still think he's CIA? Yes. He went in double down. That's why you aren't as great a showman. I am not as great a showman as Alex Jones. That's true. I have said time and time again that Alex Jones would be an incredible performance artist, and he was an incredible performance artist. The problem is that we as a society are not equipped to just take in what Alex Jones is doing as performance art and just like appreciate his mental illness. We are also collectively so mentally ill that we listen to him and we go, well, this guy is not just entertaining, he's also right. And I must act. I must act out his desires. Do you understand? You guys know that I am a gigantic a fan of Alex Jones, like straight up. I have talked time and time again. The best evidence that Alex Jones is a true conspiracy guy is that he could have easily hired a top-tier firm to capably represent him, but he doesn't trust the establishment, so instead he hired a parade of bumbling morons who immediately tanked both their case and their careers. Which, by the way, this is what I need to explain to you. Alex Jones is a brilliant, brilliant entertainer, okay? Anyone who has done anything in the entertainment industry will recognize that if you are able to separate the artist from the art. And I'm not the only one who felt this way. I mean, that's why he made appearances in A Scanner Darkly and plenty of other movies originally. You know what I mean? Like, it's just true. But the issue is, of course, that, you know, he takes it way too fucking far. Way too fucking far. And he's also a gigantic piece of shit with respect to like how much he makes money. Okay? With how he makes money. All of his bits, I guess, or all of his conspiracy theories genuinely revolve around making money for himself. We'll talk about how the frogs are being turned gay by government water. And then immediately after that, he'll use that as an opportunity to say, here's how you can, you know, not get fucking owned by government water and turn into a homosexual by getting some of my straws, like the water cleansing straws, right? So that's how he makes his money. And for the record, he makes a lot of it, okay? I just need you to understand something here. Like when I found out through discovery, through following this court case, how much money this motherfucker was making, it blew my goddamn mind, okay? Real top G behavior. Folks, Alex Jones made upwards of $800,000 a fucking day, according to court documents. The texts and emails are finally revealing financials behind InfoWars. Some days in 2018, InfoWars was making $800,000 a day. Well, after your deplatforming, your numbers keep getting better, says the Sandy Hook parents' lawyer. If they keep that up, that's $300 million a year. Alex Jones says $800,000 a day was a really good week during CPAC where they were doing better business. Just want to add that Alex Jones's latent cough came back in full force when his own text, which he didn't know Sandy Hook's parents had access to, appeared on a screen for the courtroom and he was asked to read one. And the only reason why we know this information is because Alex Jones decided to do the Elon Musk thing, shouts out to Felix Biederman for this joke, and hire fucking Twitter lawyers, I guess, because his team is so incompetent. Remember, we're talking about $800,000 a day this motherfucker was making, okay, in 2018. $800,000 in one fucking day. That's like XQC doesn't make that kind of money. You understand? A couple things I must say about this is, one, time and time again, I have told you, it is infinitely easier to become a reactionary, right-wing grifter than it is to be a fucking left-wing broadcaster, even if you are not a grifter, okay? The idea that anyone who's dumb enough to fucking try to become a grifter on the left is hilarious, as you have seen, as I talked about yesterday. Left-wing grifters get fucking owned by the FBI. Right-wing grifters become Alex Jones and interview the fucking president, who then becomes the fucking president. How do you feel about Alex Jones making over $800K per day after getting deplatformed after a week of annoying people telling you to stop platforming Andrew Tate? I don't even want to fucking talk about that comparison. We have lied, stolen, looked badly, and used God's name in vain. So repent and trust in Christ, for he saved you hell on the cross for you. Someone sounds jealous? Brother, I am incredibly financially secure as a consequence of my wonderful community and how sizable this community has been and the dedicated fucking support I get, not only emotionally, okay, but also financially. That is the reason why I can say whatever the fuck I want without being in fear, without ever caving to editorial control, okay? I don't sell you shit. You have the capacity to subscribe if you want to, but you don't have to, as you all know. Okay? Alex Jones, on the other hand, is routinely lying and also on top of that fucking selling shit. Do you think deplatforming Jones still limited his audience even if he made more money off of it? Yes, I do. I do think that. I do think that deplatforming Alex Jones was good, ultimately. What you also don't understand is that Alex Jones still had a gigantic fucking platform in AM radio. He was all over. And he still had a vast amount of support, like a vast amount of support from right-wing reactionaries who would go on his show. The president was on his show, man. Now, part of the reason why we know that is because, and here, finally, it's time to show you this big reveal. His fucking law team are comprised of absolute idiots, okay?
So you did get my text messages. And it said you didn't. Nice trick.
Yes. Not take any steps to identify it as privilege.
Style, thank you for the gifted subs. Dynamic Jab and a small taco, thank you for the gifted subs as well. Now this is the older fucking article. The treasure trove, the absolute treasure trove of data that we are going to get. This is from 2019. The absolute treasure trove of data that hasn't been completed. Now that his lawyers didn't even try to fucking say that this discovery should be taken out, that they accidentally sent the entirety of text messages and everything else that they fucking sent over to the Sandy Hook lawyers and the Sandy Hook families Oh my Lord, dude.
Mr. Bankston also only asked questions.
Sure. Mr. Jones, in Discovery, you were asked, do you have Sandy Hook text messages on your phone? And you said no, correct? You said
Twitch is worse than you thought. I don't know if it's really that bad. We're gonna find out. We about to find out.
Twitch is taking over the world, gaining more than triple Reddit's monthly user base and generating over $1.5 billion a year.
Aren't views on Twitch down by like 20%? Twitch has been going downhill. I think the main reason is because of the ads.
Yeah, with Twitch making the world ever more like The Truman Show, where we watch, comment, and become attached to the lives of strangers around the world,
What about me?
spawning a whole new era of parasocial relationships, simping,
What about me?
sporting, and loneliness. With all of this being for the profit of Mr. Bezos. But Twitch isn't like other social media sites, because unlike other big tech startups, Twitch wasn't created by some yuppie entrepreneurs or corporate enterprise. Instead, Twitch started as an artistic experiment by a 23-year-old called Justin Kan, who is considered to be
That's
an
the
artist
guy.
following in the footsteps of Andy Warhol. Quite a contrast to the corporate Twitch we see today.
Yeah,
So then
finally.
how did Twitch go from a 23-year-old's artistic experiment to becoming one of the world's biggest websites, making billions in revenue, creating global news events, simping and shaping our entire society and culture in just the span of a few years? It all began in 2007 when Justin Kan would release his Justin TV project. Justin TV was an experimental live streaming
That makes, I always wonder why it was called Justin. It's because it's his name. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you know, you put 2 and 2 together there, you have 2 2s.
project,
How about
broadcasted on
that?
the newly founded website of the same name, where Justin would stream his daily life and all the things he did, pioneering a completely new mode of entertainment, where Justin would attach a camera to his hat and broadcast live 24/7. This literally included sleeping, shopping, all the mundanities of life, although bathroom breaks were omitted. You see, Justin even publicized his phone number with viewers calling into the show. However, of course, by doing this, Justin would become—
Bro, like, how, like, isn't it so crazy how much different it is now? Yeah, like the original CX. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of too. Absolutely. Yeah, he was just like, yeah, it's my phone number. Like, you guys just call into the show. It's fine. It was just such a small thing. Nobody even thought of the consequences.
one of the first victims of swatting, a practice where people call in phony tips to the police, which results in a streamer getting raided. But for Justin, this didn't matter, because Justin TV was becoming a viral hit. People loved how raw and human the experience was.
Yeah.
The live, unedited, almost amateur nature of the show never failed to entertain, as it gave a true window into the life of one man, an experience truly lacking in the world of polished and glossy reality TV shows. And so this innovative website quickly gained huge amounts of publicity, attracting attention from the internet and mainstream media alike.
Oh yeah.
But praise also came from very unlikely places. Justin TV was actually hailed as following on from Andy Warhol's numerous projects depicting the mundane. People saw Justin TV as a work of art, where viewers could find a certain beauty and engagement in the everyday life of Justin. And it was this explosion in popularity that enabled Justin and his friends to expand the website. This meant the site could include lots of different channels and categories, covering a wide variety of content.
Whoa, wait. Social, music, gaming, sports, news, entertainment, pets? There was a pet section?
Although gaming
Where's the-
content
yeah,
was
where's the
quickly
hot
proven
tubs?
as the popular cornerstone of the site, this new site was basically the beta version of Twitch. Although having said this, it's very unlikely anyone watching at the time, or even Justin and the founders, had any idea of the potential of
No,
Justin
I don't
TV.
think anybody
Now, in
did.
2007, Justin TV was remarkable for a lot of reasons, because unlike many of its other internet competitors, Justin TV seemed to be
MySpace.
undamaged by the 2008 financial crash. It also had insane growth numbers, because just after 3
Well,
years
I think that it was the opposite. I think the 2008 financial crisis is what made it successful. Because, like, now people can't go, like, bro, you can't afford to go out and drink. That's like $80. You just sit home and you watch this guy and do whatever the fuck. I think that the worse the economy gets, the better it is for content creation.
being on the internet, Justin TV had become the 250th most visited site globally.
That's
but perhaps
insane.
the greatest part of Justin TV was its core grassroots creative origin. This open-minded artistic philosophy enabled a renaissance in live content, with streamers and viewers alike flooding into the platform. With a made-for-artist by artist paradigm, the site was perfectly poised to become the juggernaut that it is today. And while everything seemed to be going great, there was one major problem. How could Justin Can and his team make any money from this? For several years, Justin
Here we go.
TV had been running on a loss in order to put as many resources as possible into their growth, which meant, like most Silicon Valley startups, all their monetization relied on venture capitalists. But in the years following the 2008 crash, investors no longer regarded Justin TV's user base as sufficient for funding. Instead, investors were now looking for much more than a large user base. They needed to see that a company could function as a true, proper business. So
And it's also like back then, that was around the same time around where like the advent of like a lot of ads on YouTube started as well. So like now it's like you have to keep up with the times.
and his team would have to prove that Justin TV could become profitable, or they died trying. This situation caused immense dread for Justin and his co-founders. This had never been a problem before, and everything seemed to be going great, with the company raising over $7 million in investments before 2010. But now with their continued growth, their high running costs were now outpacing their income, putting the company into dire straits, and investors were ready to pull out. And so in response to this challenge, Justin and his team laid out a solid goal for the company. They would need to clear $1 million in revenue per month. This number would be enough to cover their costs and attract the eyes of investors.
That's
Justin
a lot.
was so desperate that he promised the company a holiday to Hawaii if they could achieve this goal.
That's
But
a
this
lot.
wasn't an
God.
easy goal. Almost no websites were creating $1 million in
Yeah.
revenue per month. This was a staggering challenge. How
Holy
could Justin and his
shit.
team achieve this? Well, the fastest and easiest option were ads. And so Justin TV began to be spammed with ads.
Right.
To the literal point that there were even adverts on their 404 page. However, at the time, this was the
good.
only way they could keep their investments. Without this, the company would be bankrupt. And unfortunately for Jason and his team, the problems wouldn't stop there. You see,
That's
while
like- that's
Justin
what-
TV's origins were created...
That's what sucks about these ads, right? Is that nobody likes watching ads, but if you don't have the ads, how the fuck is the content going to happen? How are you going to pay for the content? Like that is only come full circle. He only knows. Yeah. And like that's just what happens. Yeah, it sucks.
And artistic, the business foundations were very weak, which would become very apparent in 2010. The main issue being international viewership. If the countries were outside of North America, Justin TV would lose money. It was clear that Justin TV didn't have a sustainable business model at all. The only solution they could come up with to this problem was to selectively block international viewers on a random basis. However, somehow this approach actually worked, cutting costs but still not harming international growth. And after a lean 6 months of cost cutting,
Bro, wait, what? So like you telling me some dude in Sweden logging on is playing Russian roulette? That's actually just like such a good idea.
and penny pinching, the company hit $1 million per month in revenue, doubling their revenue figures. They had done the impossible, and so Justin's promised holiday would happen soon after, and the celebrating seemed like it would never end. The Justin TV team would go out to Hawaii, partying endlessly every night. They had reached the golden point, getting drunk, enjoying themselves, making bank, revolutionizing the internet and making their mark on the world. Anything was possible. But while the team would endlessly party, big problems were bubbling under the surface. And little did the team know, the team would now be hit with an even bigger challenge.
DMCA and like copyright shit.
You see, Justin TV had always had a tentative relationship with copyright laws, as at the time it was very hard to police the thousands of streams running on the platform. The company had reached a deal with Fox to implement a primitive form of content ID. However, this was still not enough for some companies. And after all the partying, Justin TV would be sued in 2011 by Zuffer, a promoter for American sports. They had alleged that Justin TV had let its streamers broadcast pay-per-view UFC content on the site.
Some things never change. Bro, like, I don't know how many soccer games and UFC fights I've watched on Twitch. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I've seen so many of this shit. Yeah, still with UFC.
However, it became clear that Zuffer was just trying to exploit Justin TV's unsturdy business model. They knew the team were partying and had no experience in lawsuits. But when the case was brought to the court, it became clear how out of proportion the claims were, leading to the lawsuit being mostly dropped. Justin TV still had to settle for an undisclosed amount in regard to copyright infringement, but luckily for the team, they had escaped the bullet that almost killed YouTube. It seemed like all the problems had disappeared, and the company would keep on growing. Justin TV seemed to be unstoppable. It was becoming one of the biggest rivals to YouTube. The gaming section in particular had grown exponentially, far surpassing other categories on the website. And so in response to this, Justin TV would spawn a new subsidiary company, Twitch. In 2011, Twitch would be solely focused on esports and gaming channels. And as expected, the new website was a hit, reaching 3 million unique visitors a month, quickly eclipsing both Justin TV and its founders' expectations. Twitch had inadvertently become Justin's golden egg. But not just for Justin. Twitch was fulfilling the dreams of gaming enthusiasts around the world, with gamers around the world being able to make as much money from their passion as they wanted.
That's one of the crazy fucking things, right? Is like some people were able to just make so much fucking money. It's like if you were going and you were I remember people would get so mad whenever Caseytron would get donations. Like straight up, like I remember this from like 2000 at like Miss Pandaria. They would get so fucking mad.
The only bar for entry seemingly being the crazy.
Try the game out, see how it is. It went well, and so I just keep playing it.
Quitting WoW.
I would, you know what? I will unsubscribe from them just so I can subscribe again. These are the kinds of videos that you remember after a year. Like these are the videos that are timeless, that tell a story, and I think we should promote that and we should give that some support. You know what I mean? That's what it's about, man. Why I betrayed my WoW guild. Thank God for that.
A few months ago, I decided to declare war on my World of Warcraft guild.
Good.
Now, you might be thinking, but why, Pint? I thought you
Why
were
not?
a good boy. Well, I'm gonna tell you.
He's
the
not.
arduous sin they committed.
He's not at all.
What they did to incite my divine wrath.
They didn't give him an item.
They didn't give me this sword, and I want it. Back in
What can I say? I mean, if it's classic WoW, you know what it's gonna be. It's always
this
the
was
same
one of
and
the
it's
most
never
sought
different.
after items in Molten Core.
Yep.
Well, you know, after Toep and Mana Igniting Core
Yeah.
and Ring of Spellpower and Choker. But Mageblade is clearly the best because look, it's a sword. It sparkles.
Yeah, it's
now
really
I know. It's a reasonable drop rate and even warriors are getting it now. But
Yes.
somehow, after a whole year in Classic, this
Uh-huh.
item has still evaded my poor little gnome. So
Wow.
who is to blame? Is
How?
it just unlucky? Is
How
it
do you
just
not
unfair?
have that?
Is this video just an elaborate presentation for why I feel entitled to loot?
Yes.
So here's my guild history.
Yes.
At the launch of Classic, I joined a
promise I
nifty
didn't
little
watch this
guild
before,
while I was
okay?
leveling and was very set on my
Nifty little
endgame
guild.
goals. Pump, big numbers, pump, big damage,
Yes,
damage,
dude.
loot gear,
Yes,
loot gear,
dude.
yes, power. And I hope to make some friends along the way.
Not really.
And you know, once I
Fuck
got
'em.
to 60, I was pumping just fine and I had already made
Wow.
plenty of real homies. But the loot
Wow.
was about to take a turn for the worst.
Uh-oh.
Now, the first Mageblade that dropped went to a giga-pumping Chad Warlock. This guy was trying to
Good.
stack as many world buffs as he could by like week 4. And he watched
Yeah.
anime, so he was probably the main character of the raid. No,
That's the guy in my guilds. This is his alt. His alt is actually in this guild, and that's why he doesn't get world buffs and get ready in our raids, is because he's just too busy doing it on this alt.
on me. So no complaints there, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, that was until, you know, someone got made officer and decided, oh, I'm gonna leak the loot priority. Haha. And you know, it's a
look
good
at
thing they
that,
leaked it,
dude.
because the top 2 people on Prio for Mageblade were paladins. Okay, well,
That's fine.
let's see where I am. Pint, fuck this guy. I'm never gonna give him any loot. I hate
Wow.
him. He's like Gnome Hitler. I fucking hate Pint.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
God.
turns out my GM fucking hated me because of my
Jesus.
epic YouTube gaming channel. Or maybe he hated the fact that I'd tell
Wait.
people to subscribe to Pint in raids. And-
Dude, like classic WoW, dude. It's the only game that you would ever have somebody that gets that stupid. Like, imagine getting mad over somebody having a YouTube channel. This is like, that is peak classic Andy. And that is peak phase 1 classic Andy. Like, getting mad about that. Holy fucking shit, you have to be a complete moron to think like that. It's like every server was like this too. It's insane. This peak classic, this is the pristine classic Andy.
He believed that my behavior was egotistical and virgin-like, which I can't disagree with.
It sounds
Between
like
the
projection.
constant lying, the 2-hour MC clear times,
Yeah.
and the numerous e-girl scandals, me and the
Ooh.
boys figured it was time to jump ship to a
Numerous?
new guild. By now, I had gone
Are there a lot of e-girls that play classic? I feel like it's all a bunch of like balding 30-year-old men. Yes? Really? There's no way. No, I don't know. Like, because, like, anytime, like, in my guild, for example, I think we might have one girl, but she never talks. And everybody else is just a 30-year-old man.
4 months without Mageblade, and my first guild disbanded later that week.
Yeah.
But I am an optimistic gnome and can look at the future with a positive eye. I'm sure in my new guild, Serenity, there will be no problems and things will be completely different, and I will definitely get the items I want.
Absolutely.
Credit where it's due, the leadership in Serenity was pretty good. But at the time, they operated on a rolling system that, you know, I figured what could be more fair than Lady Luck? It seems pretty unlikely you're going to go super long without getting anything.
Yep. 3 months.
12 more weeks without getting my guiding moonlight. I saw freshly capped 60s get it on their first molten core.
I wonder if he's ever seen a freshly capped level 51 get it on their first molten core. I wonder if he saw that, dude. Remember that? Remember that shit, dude? That was fucking funny, man. That was so... Dude, whenever I got that Mageblade, people got so fucking furious. It was hilarious. Free Hong Kong. Yes, exactly. I did an MC raid on a level 51 Warlock where I funneled myself all the loot, and I looted myself Talisman of Ephemeral Power and Mageblade in the same raid on level 51 Warlock.
But
was
it
it 55? Okay, whatever.
It's just unlucky,
no,
right?
It was 51.
After all, they did
51.
change the loot rules after, but it didn't hurt any less.
Yeah, it was 51.
To them, it was just an unlucky hot streak of not getting any loot.
Platoon's 55?
But for me, it had been more than 8
Do
months
BRD
without
earlier.
getting a very specific item that I'd been pumping very hard to try and earn. The psychological iceberg of pent-up entitlement was about to tip.
You need that sword.
So, I decided I wasn't going to take it anymore, and I quit the game to play that video game made for children where you grind every day in hopes for some arbitrary, random, mostly cosmetic improvement. Animal Crossing New Horizons, which I'll admit was kinda just like the gaming equivalent of Rebound Sex, so I fucking stopped kidding myself and came back to Azeroth. And since WoW Retail had mysteriously vanished after Legion, I decided to come back to Classic and give Serenity one final chance.
Okay, give the guild another shot.
A vow. If I don't get Mageblade right now, I am going to make a Horde tune and gank you all.
Good.
I left it up to Lord's will, and when loot from the boss dropped that I needed, the Lord said,
Pint, my son, don't let them hoes treat you bad. Ride up on them bitches and stomp them the fuck out.
Is that Jesus?
No, I ain't no bitch.
Holy
okay,
shit.
Well, maybe I'm kind of a bitch, but I'm not a bitch when it comes to loot.
Oh my God.
Your fate is sealed.
When did he say that in the Bible?
Die. Well, boys, let me tell you.
What the fuck?
There's only a few things more sweet than Mageblade.
Okay.
And revenge is one of them.
What is it?
You get what you fucking deserve. Bang.
He was not gay. Oh no.
Meet Pont, my second mage in my little side project for the past few weeks. Look at how sad she is. It's because she doesn't have Mageblade. I'd sit on this tune getting boosted through dungeons by my absolutely new Chad of a guild who actually love and respect me. After taking about 2 weeks to get to level 40, I decided to go fucking sicko mode on them.
Okay,
and use my full power. Mage be nimble, mage be quick, mage level fast, and suck your dick. I started off in Zul'Farrak doing a newfound zombie farm and was getting about 140,000 XP per hour. No, this isn't cheating. This is completely fine. What are you talking about? Whilst my friend was leveling like a normal fucking person, getting about 25,000 per hour. What a
loser.
Fucking casual. Ugh.
Yeah, fuck him, dude.
Wait, where are my sheep? Hello? What? Hi! Oh my god!
In only about 10 hours of gameplay, I had gone from level 40 to level 55. But shit! My guild's doing a molten core, and I'm level 55.
Why not
so
show
I
up?
need to get attuned and put this puppy into full gear.
Yeah.
So, with the help of a demigod warlock who is unfazed by solid matter, I managed to get my molten core attunement just in the nick of time. Phased by solid matter. Yeah. So,
What?
with the help of a demigod warlock
Who
who is
the fuck
unfazed
does-
by solid matter, I managed to get my molten core
Okay.
achievement just in the nick of time.
That's
Now, in this
easy.
molten core, my guild actually let me roll on
Got
loot
it.
under the pretense that I would hit 60 within the next week.
Yeah,
I
okay.
received a mediocre belt, a comfortable
Nice.
pair of mittens,
That's
and
cute.
one of the best, most sought-after rings a mage can get in the whole game. And I couldn't
Wow.
even equip any of it. Yeah, I'm
I know what it's
definitely in
like.
the right guild. From there,
Of
I made
course.
my way to Zool Guru, where I opted to beat my head against a brick wall for fucking hours on end because I'm too stubborn. I will get this eventually. Fuck! Until my
Yep.
skill prevailed, and I was getting about 300,000 XP per hour, which is quite literally the fastest leveling method in the entire game,
Oh
bringing
my
me from level
God.
58 to 60 in about 90 minutes. If my last video didn't convince you to play mage, these fucking leveling speeds should. Now I could finally equip my epic items.
So that's insane. That's absolutely fucking insane, man. How is it that OP? Holy fuck.
Wow! I look the exact fucking same!
Wow.
Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to raid the next week, so one of my friends gave me some extremely wise advice.
Okay, what do they say?
Pint, you should start a GDKP. Also, you are cool. Now, if you don't
Okay.
know what a GDKP
Oh,
is,
no.
essentially everyone bids on items for gold, and then all
Yeah.
of that gold is divided amongst all the raid members at the end of the raid.
Not really, though, because then you have to pay into the pot, and then after the pot, you have to get consumables for the main people that come next week. So that means that you actually split the pot 42 ways. And then, so if you have 40,000 gold, that actually goes to like 950 gold. But then somehow, whenever all the trades go out, just to make it easier to trade people, it actually somehow goes down to 900. So whenever you do the math a number of times, and then you also divide out the extra cuts that are going in towards the pot, it turns out that people don't actually get the amount of gold that they were supposed to get, but actually about only 85% of that. And then you shave off the top an extra, I don't know, 3 to 4 shares? I don't know who would do that. I really don't. And then also if people leave, you take their cuts too. Because you're dividing it among 25, even though there's not 25 people. Sorry, 40 people there. I don't know why I said 25.
Now,
Oh,
seeing
that's
as I'm playing on an American server, I figured
Yeah.
I'd embrace the culture a little bit and indulge
Okay.
in one of the country's oldest traditions.
Using a gun.
Violent capitalism. So I got some of my friends
All right.
together and I made
There it
a
is.
nifty little Discord and I started spamming trade chat more
Yeah,
than
see,
any of
I'm
my
on the same page
competitors
as this
like
guy,
the
man.
anime villain I
Yeah.
am. Anytime a mage would wisp at me, I'd go to their
Uh-huh.
Warcraft logs and check if they needed any of the gear that I needed.
Good.
And if they did, well,
Don't invite them.
we'd be conveniently full on mages.
Yep.
How
convenient that
unfortunate.
is.
And somehow, by the time Raid came around, we had multiple Thunder Fury wielders, a
Wow.
Scarab Lord, and a High Warlord all in the raid ready to go.
What a bunch of losers.
After a home run from Gar and a Shazra Shinobi,
Oh my
morale was
God.
still looking high, and some pretty
Okay.
swanky items had
Damn,
dropped.
that's actually really good.
We defeated
Did it drop?
Ragnaros the Fire Lord, and it was
Okay.
time to let the vultures feast. I got a
Alrighty.
nice pair of Yeezys for pretty cheap. I got
Okay.
some sweet new
Easy.
gloves to finish up my 3 set, and won the
Easy.
tier 2 pants at a hearty 75 gold. After the rogues had finished bidding on their
That's
second-hand
so
Ego
cheap.
Bloodfang pants,
You are not a Chad.
Oh, damn.
we decided
my
it was time
God.
to start auctioning the most coveted of items.
The
My
mage
feet
blade.
pics. Whew. Hold on. You just looked at my feet. Wait, do you feel that? It's the cold, unblinking eyes of your ISP, hackers, and the Queen of England. But worry not, my dear
What?
viewer, because with ExpressVPN you can keep all of your activity hidden and encrypted, so that neither Her Majesty nor anyone else can see what you're doing online. Now you can watch all of those Felix makeup tutorials you've been wanting to watch without anyone knowing.
See,
It's
I
okay.
thought it was gonna.
The secret's safe with me. But that's
Okay.
not all. I know
They-
you have plenty of time to catch up
Okay,
on all those
it-
Netflix
they-
shows while you wait for
they
Blizzard
got
to
me.
fix Shadowlands
I
PvP.
have been
What's
got
that?
there. I did
the
not
hit new
expect
show
that
is
at
region
all.
locked and you can't watch it? Well,
Wow.
with ExpressVPN,
Okay.
you can change your location with just one click and watch any show from any.
Is this basically just NordVPN, but it's a different name?
in the world. Look at how easy
I'm
it is.
not sure.
Even a mage could do it. Let's see, what do you guys like?
Yes?
Oh,
Okay. All right, I thought so.
I decided to watch the
rename
critically acclaimed
NordVPN. Got it.
Japan anime movie, Mary and the Witch's Flower, which is only available in the US. But with ExpressVPN, I was able to change my location and watch the whole thing without a problem.
How
and
about
you know,
that?
I gotta say,
That's
I
crazy.
quite liked it. Wait a minute. This is copyright infringement. Expect to be hearing from my lawyer. Find
Oh
out
my
how you
God.
can get 3 months
Okay.
free by clicking the link in the description box below at
It's worth it? I can watch that kind of porn on-
expressvpn.com/pint. Back to the video.
So you can use this to you can install this VPN and then use it to look at porn at school? That's awesome. Holy shit, that's awesome, man.
Thanks to my Asmongolding, which is yes now a verb, I have been
No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh, thank God it's not. I was so worried that it was. Oh my God, I was so terrified. Holy shit. Like, no, because, like, you never know whenever they're going to put something like that into the dictionary. Like, I got to be careful, guys.
receiving hefty stimulus packages from simps and e-girls alike. And this
Yep.
allowed me to purchase the Talisman of Ephemeral
Yep.
Power for only 700 gold.
Very
which
smart guy.
I could have spent on at least 1,400 Night Elf lap dances.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
Maybe it was a waste of money.
That is a
the
lot.
Azure Song Mageblade. I laid down hard with a fat 100.
100G.
I know none of these other motherfuckers need this shit.
That's right.
I made sure of it. And that's how I got my Azure Song. Wait, no, what the fuck, dude? You're a warrior.
What?
I know what this is. This guy's trying to bid me up so I end up paying more gold.
Wait,
But
what?
I can't afford this, man.
A warrior?
I give
Wait,
up.
why?
Wait. Oh. Oh.
400?
Don't
Wait.
say anything.
What?
I won't. Oh.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
socialism has its merits.
400G? And he got it. Oh, that's cute. That's real cute. Don't do it, Arthas.
As the righteous, upstanding, obviously good guy Alliance gnome that I once was, I must admit the dark side had clearly wormed its way into my heart.
Absolutely.
No longer was I the small gnome you've all come to know and love.
Now what?
Now I had become
a fucking
big, fat, stinky Zug. And since Horde
It's
are
not
clearly
good.
the bad guys in World of Warcraft, it was time
They are, thank you. Like, it's obvious that they're the bad guys. Like, Horde are always the aggressors. Like, Horde bombed Theramore. Horde burned down Teldrassil. Like, every terrorist attack is being committed by the Horde. Now, think about that. They always are wrong. They always are doing bad shit. The Horde are the aggressors. And that it was a preemptive strike? Yeah, it was a pussy-ass fucking bunch of bullshit, okay? Arthas was a terrorist. Arthas was mind-controlled, okay? Like, yeah, right. He was fucking mind-controlled by the Lich King. It's not gonna happen. Stormheim? Who gives a shit about that? Horde are the bad guys in the story. Everybody knows it. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it.
for me to claim my vengeance.
Yep.
Nay, justice.
No, dude.
I figured Serenity would be my perfect target. So
Wait.
what dastardly plan could I conjure?
He's gonna go back and kill his
Simple,
own
really.
guild?
Hit him with the oldest trick in the book.
Oh, no.
A goblin sapper charge and some AoE damage from a few mages can wipe an entire raid in seconds.
Oh,
So I
no.
had a team to assemble. First of all,
Oh,
set up
no.
a shadow Discord and get all of your mage friends in there. Set up
Okay.
a certain time and place to meet.
Spoons at
Get an
6?
alliance tune to kill us in a very specific spot so that our bodies are hidden, but we can still res right where Serenity would be.
Oh
But
my
let's not
God.
forget the most important piece of the puzzle.
Oh my God.
My good friend Bradshaw. Bradshaw still
Who's
raided
this?
with Serenity and thus would be my man
Wait.
on the inside.
Wait, so he sold out his own guild? Wait, and this guild gave him the fucking belt? Bro, this dude got the fucking belt and he's selling out his own guild. That's a warrior? Listen, warriors don't do this. This guy's a bitch. Well, I guess there's something wrong with him. You can tell there's obviously something wrong with this guy because he's wearing ranking gear, okay? So it's not really his fault.
He would tell me what layer they were on, because back then layers were still a thing. But you know they've since removed them. But you know they were back then. It's old footage. So the night came, and half the mages on the roster didn't fucking show up. But that's okay.
It's too bad.
Because we were all there at the gates of AQ.
Okay.
Ready to dunk on them hoes.
Holy oh no.
We see them on the horizon, and suddenly, all of my hardships, my pain, my suffering...
Is this his own character that he re-leveled on the Horde?
A shot at redemption.
Oh my god.
A shot at justice.
Killing his own guild.
So yeah, we only killed like 3 people, but one of those people was Kitiara, who was usually Serenity's top pumping warrior. But he died on the first boss, so the fact that I killed him doesn't
matter.
So
wait, he died on the first boss. Oh. Okay.
The next day, I finished up a GDKP, and I'm going to turn in my items when I see Serenity is summoning people on the roof to get their ZG buff.
Oh no.
Well, I still have a couple sappers in my inventory. What if I just... After getting my ass promptly beat, my guild talks about needing some backup at the gates of AQ while they summon. I figured Serenity's raid time would be soon, so I head over to help out. My guild zoned into AQ, and shortly after, Serenity arrived at the gates, which I proudly defended to my extremely dying breath.